Please don't put that on the internet.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Jay.
And this is It Real and How to Deal?
We did it again! So this is a show about footage, breaking it down, using everything we know from how to make films to spiritual kind of background to metaphysical, really breaking it down into A, is it real, most importantly, B, what is it in the first place, and C, if it is real, how to deal with it. And if you're wondering why in the teaser video we were wearing short sleeve shirts and now we're all bundled up, welcome to North Carolina, where you go through all 4 seasons in a single day.
Yeah. Well, primarily it's going to be Jay and myself looking at these videos and trying to figure out what's going on in them. We will have some guests on the show as well.
All the different ways we can break down this footage to see is it real and how to deal with it.
And of course, a reoccurring guest on the show will be our dog Mira, who's somewhere in the yard.
She's
right
currently eating bulbs out of the yard. First video. So, what we're looking at is...
Whoa! Jamie?
All
Yeah,
right.
I got Spanish, Moss. You know what? You can sell this stuff if you dip it in silver. You can actually sell this downtown there. You put it with a couple of seagulls, stuffed, of course, not live, because they crap on everything. But if you actually dip it in a little bit of silver, you put... I'm sorry, am I interrupting something?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jamie Stone! So Jamie, what makes you qualified to break these videos down?
I have been a ghost walk and pub crawl guide with the Haunted Wilmington, for several years now, and also I'm a historian. I have a degree in history. I also have a special interest in the paranormal. When I first moved to Wilmington, I lived in one of the most crazy haunted houses anybody has ever lived in. We tried everything we could to explain away, and it was just messed up. We'll probably do a whole nother segment.
Yes.
On
yeah,
that
we
house.
will. Yeah.
Like,
yes.
maybe we'll wait till the owners go out of town because I don't live there anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I may have a key. I may not. Who knows? Police? Ignore that. Anyway, so.
All right, so a little bit of background about this video in particular. This series of videos is by a YouTuber who is named Veronica Shannon. A lot of her stuff is all about her apartment. She has cameras all over her apartment that capture this stuff.
Oh,
A
wow.
lot of orb work, but also you're gonna see orb work. She's really good at orb work.
Orbs are working.
Oh,
but-
look.
Let's do the video. So
Oh, well,
What-
there could have been one.
orbs. One thing to know with her cameras as well: when they catch movement, they move
Ah.
on their own.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's.
I have Tourette's. I move on my own a lot.
But it seems like the camera is moving itself. Oh,
Wait, what?
what?
Camera caught movement.
Over there.
Yes.
That's weird.
Ah.
Right there.
Oh.
that's
Big
pretty
orb
cool.
up top.
That's pretty cool, huh? That was like
Another
a big flip.
zipper.
That was a wispy one.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's totally a flippy orb.
Now this one, I love this. What she does in this, she tells it to, hey, touch my foot. Watch her foot. The orb comes
Oh,
down
wow,
and
that's
actually
pretty cool.
physically touches it.
That's cool.
Ooh.
She says in the video it felt like an electric shock when we were laying.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, I
Then
saw
it
that.
comes in.
Now here is the big one.
Wants a drink. What?
That.
Wait, that's not a person? Are you kidding?
We can go back.
Yeah,
Let's go back.
Let's-
Absolutely.
Yeah, go back.
I
yeah.
thought there were 2 people there.
Oh, apparently there
Yeah.
were. One just wasn't alive.
Dude, that is messed up. Oh my god, that's awesome. I was looking at him and I saw
Yeah,
it. I'm
right?
like, oh, it is oh, nice.
Well-
He's taking care of his mother.
This one, it opens the door.
What?
It opens the door.
No.
Slow-mo, reaches over, grabs it, opens it.
What? But does he see it?
You can see him as he pauses. He's looking
He
inside.
is? Okay, yeah. But
When it starts out, it looks like a person. And then it like looks at, remember that thing at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark and the stuff's like poof, out of the
Yeah.
ark. That's
Yes.
it turns from a person into like this white floof. I don't know what.
Yes.
It looks like a white floof, and then it just sort of,
away.
and then it influfiates. It just goes away.
A real smoky boy.
Yeah.
So here's the thing with the orbs for me,
Okay.
especially with black and white footage.
This is going into the is it real?
Yes.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first question, is it real?
Is it real?
The thing with the black and white footage for me, whenever I see orbs, is that it's hard to differentiate if it's dust or not. It doesn't. It's too thick and too purposefully moving for dust
Yeah.
for me.
Or sometimes when the camera moves and it gets a reflection.
Exactly.
That's
Something
Yeah.
off the
reflects
inner
off the lens. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if I see dust, I'll be like, dust. They'll be like, but it's an orb. I'll be like, it's not an orb. It's
But
dust.
you can see.
Yeah.
No, but
through
look,
it
it's
off-
like, look, it looks just like my grandmother. It's dust. No, look, it's an orb. It's got wings and it's got a stinger.
What really kind of hooks it for me is that the cameras.
Still really.
Yeah, right.
I know, like, what?
The cameras move when they see it.
Yes.
That's the
That
difference.
the cameras move and you clearly don't see anything over there.
If-
Yes.
If somebody faked that, they went through an awful lot of trouble.
So you see her moving, and it looks like her walking, right?
Yeah. And then
But
she,
then-
like, goes through, like, this kind of.
She mists out.
Yeah, it's almost like she's gone
Yeah.
through this, like, wait a minute. Is she walking through the wall? Play it. I wonder if that's a renovation because something is walking as though
Yeah.
they're
There's
just
nothing
going
there,
about
yeah.
their business.
I mean, that could be an added wall if it were a more open floor plan, and then if
Yeah.
that were a hall behind it, that could have been an added wall.
I have one thing against it. One big thing against it. We have a video from our old business back in Raleigh, North Carolina, where our poor dog, poor Mira,
We'll show
whenever
this
we
video later,
whenever we
too,
would
yeah.
go out and have to do things like grab things, we'd leave her in the space. The camera system that we had inside, we got a notification that something had gone off. We like to check in on her while we're gone, and we see her running away. Now she makes that sound when she tried to bury her bone, but then we see 5 or 6 orbs like following her. The difference, though, is that it looks, because of the way the camera is set, because of the way the lighting is in that space, it looks like she's morphing out of the darkness
Oh, well.
and then just appears. If I were to play it in reverse, it looks like she walks backwards and just kind of mists away like a bird.
Interesting.
There's something to be said about footage that's too good to be true.
Yes, if it's
Yeah.
too good to be true, it usually is.
And at the beginning, you thought that was just a person.
Whenever I see something like that, my first reaction is to go, cool! And
Yeah.
then my next reaction is to go, okay, what's going on here?
So here is the big one.
Are we back out?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Is it real?
I want so bad to say that it's a higher. I'm gonna have to go about 80-20 on this.
80-20.
Yeah.
80-20 against, just because.
Wow.
Just because. Now the orb stuff, I'm gonna go 90-10 for.
Play devil's advocate. I'm going to give it a 60-40 4. Now I'm still like right in the middle.
Right.
The reason is the second ghosty video. The fact that the door opens and the guy like looks around. Now, the reason I'm only giving it a 60 though is because that's where it stops.
Right.
If the ghost faded into darkness again, that's a whole different story. But because it just kind of stops there, it's easy to say, okay, cut, you know. How about you?
I think I'll do a 65-35, and I'm mathing correctly this time.
Yes.
I'm learning.
Hey, don't let it go to your head.
yeah, that's true. I need to calm down a little bit. And that would be 4 because, especially the orb stuff. I mean, I think that's where we're all kind of in consensus,
Yeah.
like how cool that is. So often from a lot of my viewership on TikTok especially, but also people who I run into on the ghost tour, people are saying, yeah, doors open.
Yeah.
And it's, for me, it's kind of nice to see an option where you actually see what opens the door.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, I mean, that's the downside of is it truth or fiction. This is just me saying, hey, well, that could be, if we all had spirit glasses on,
Yeah.
what it could look like.
Now, here's another question. What is it? Specifically with homes like this, you get a lot of travelers. You get a lot of haints, but the ones specifically not tied into land, not tied into an object or to a family, they just kind of walk through. This one, though, with the old lady makes me feel like it's someone who used to live in the apartment that died.
Since we're going there,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be an active haunting.
No.
I think it would be a residual.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I like that.
A contradiction to what you said with it being more residual. I think it's more intelligent, just because a residual haunting, at least in my understanding of them, is that it is like the person who walked up the stairs every day. It's
a
not
looping
something
video.
that you can
Yeah.
manipulate. So what it could be part residual. I mean, we don't know if this is the same ghost the entire time. I would say that at least for the case of the orbs, it would be intelligent because they're asking it to do something and it's actually
doing it,
doing
yeah.
something.
Yeah, and it may be
Yeah.
more than one ghost.
So here is the last question then with this one. How to deal with it? If it is real, how to deal with it?
Leave it alone.
Leave it be?
It's
Really?
happy. She's happy. I'm going to say she.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it could be a man. I'm not going to judge.
No.
I'd say it's the old grandmother.
And something for everybody to remember too, just because it freaks you out doesn't mean it is actively harmful. Period.
You know, I think you just described the entire Democratic field of presidential debate.
All right, next video?
Yeah.
All right. So next video, this one's great. It is not a seance. There is a...
Yeah.
No, this is great. You'll love this. There is a ghost group called A Ghost. What they do is paranormal investigation, usually in the Northwest. This group did a paranormal investigation at, I believe, a sanitarium.
Oh. Great.
And they picked up EVP. And the EVP, I believe, said something like, help me.
Okay.
You know, I don't want to be here. Help me.
I wouldn't either.
This woman said,
Sanitarium.
you don't have to be alone anymore. You can come with me.
No! 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 You don't
Does her-
know who that is!
Does her family know that she's bringing home guests?
I have met paranormal investigators who say, oh yeah, there's a few ghosts in my basement. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh yeah, my family
Yeah,
doesn't really
yeah.
like them there. I'm like, oh,
Or no, I keep having to rotate brand new crew members because they keep getting hurt. What I love about this one specifically, all right? Ever since then, every time she tries to get an audio recording of herself on any platform, she hears screaming.
what?
Instead of her voice, or on top of her
No.
voice, she hears screaming.
No.
So specifically what they're doing in this video, this group, this woman is live recording
Okay.
something on a voice recorder.
Okay.
She stops it, she plays it back. Okay? Now, the first section I left, I did edit this a little bit, just for time. The first section is her talking, it speeds through, but then the second section is her like, okay, let's just do this.
Obviously. No
And
one
you-
can understand why
She looks
you have to
She
scream
looks
exhausted.
so
and
stressed. There's a lesson learned from all of this.
There's a lesson learned from all of this.
Don't invite sanitarium ghosts.
And-
Don't invite any ghosts.
And yeah, they went back to the sanitarium, I believe, for this. But the rest of her crew is like, okay, and she looks just worn
Yeah.
I
out.
know you came with me for Rolling Hills and I told you you would never have to go back there.
Why?
But now I'm thinking you need to go someplace else.
Hey, remember when I invited
Here we
you
go,
home?
here we go.
Never mind.
I'm gonna turn it off now.
Okay, so she plays it back. Let's see what you got. And that's just a little bit of it. There's a lot more. So, Wolf.
That's a lot to unpack.
Skeptic time.
Yes.
Hit me.
When she puts her hand over her face, it almost looks like she's smiling. When
Really?
her hand goes up,
Okay,
I
yeah,
swear,
let's go back to that.
I almost see the corner of her mouth go up.
Oh no. When you do a quick zoom in, zoom out, nah.
Now, look, that looks like a smile. Look at that.
Well, here's
Mhm.
one thing to consider. Some people, and it's a societal thing. I learned about this in acting class.
Nervous smile.
Nervous
Yeah,
laugh,
yeah,
nervous
like-
smile.
On one side, for her to play it back right away and have it be there is
Yeah.
convincing. I could, on the skeptical side, I could easily see someone recording something, memorizing exactly what they said,
Mhm.
recording a scream over it, and then you have, You go, okay, and then you go and you
Yeah.
record on one, and then you play the second pre-recorded track, and people go, oh my god, that's just exactly what she said.
To counteract that, on the full-length video, again, I edited it. I cut it down for time. Don't at me. Specifically for that one, there's a lot of pause in between what she says. It's like she's trying to come up with it, or let it happen organically, I guess. But there's a lot of pauses in between what she says.
So I could fake that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I may go home and do it after this. Like,
Send us
just
the clip.
yeah.
Yes.
yeah, no, I mean, I could probably take my phone out right now and do it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
record myself talking, oh, spirits who have come home for me from the sanitarium. I want you to follow along. And then go in, and then I'm going to have a seance now. Oh, spirits of the sanitarium, move forward.
My gut tells me it's in real time. For the very sheer fact that, okay, this is more about what is it. She invited it with her to her home.
Don't do that. Because, okay, let's go to the sanitarium real quick. Kind of go into the other subject.
Yeah.
This is actually something I tell people all the time. Because people they'll get their spirit boxes or they'll get their EVPs and
Yep.
they'll say, this ghost said it was a demon. Or this ghost said it's bad. Or this ghost said it's gonna kill me. Okay, it happens all the time.
It's gonna kill me.
I get it all the time.
Like a monkey with symbols.
Yeah,
Yes,
right,
yes.
yeah.
And here's the thing, just like how humans can do in real life, ghosts can lie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a ghost can come up to you in a sanitarium and say, help me, get me out. But imagine a human who's in that sanitarium. Let's go with the idea, let's go with the philosophy that the sanitarium, that this person was actually meant to be there. If somebody you know who's supposed to be in a sanitarium comes up to you and says, help me, get me out, would you take their hand and say, yeah, sure, let's bust out?
Yeah, no, right.
The screaming is the big thing for me, though.
The scream
Yeah.
is pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Because everybody
It's
associates
great.
anything, good, bad, or other, as demonic. And that makes me want to rip my hair out
Yeah.
strand by
This
strand.
is a
Everything.
bit-
If I were, you know what? When I'm dead, I hope I stay around as a ghost because I'm going to mess with people. I'm serious. Somebody's going to be there with like a spirit box going, "Who are you?" I'm going to go, "I was the king of China,
Yes.
and I am here to eat your pet bearded dragon."
Think about what happens in the sanitarium, especially turn of the century sanitarium.
They were brutal.
Exactly.
Yeah, no
Brutal.
good.
Brutal.
What people can do under duress, what kids do, since there's a lot of emotional energy, the same with teenagers and all the hormones, the same with abusive homes as well. They form a kind of spirit called a thought form spirit. Think about it like
Yeah.
dust, right? But eventually that dust becomes so much that it condenses. The only problem is they're not smart, they're not sentient, they feed off the energy that created them. By its very nature, it has found a way, since it can use that vocal recording, to further rile her up and feed more.
It wasn't even hungry, but now that she's fed it, it wants.
Of course,
to-
it's like an alley dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, here's the big one. Is it real?
I'm going to go 70-34 on this one.
70-30?
70-34.
70-34. Ooh.
Not 70-34, but 70-30 not against.
I like it. What do you think?
I will say 80% for
80%.
because yes, this is real. I mean, as in the situation is real. Just from people I've heard on the Ghost Walk
Yeah.
being followed home, my own personal experiences, and other people I've connected with online saying that they didn't mean for things to happen, that they had good intentions. They just believed what was coming through because they weren't.
Yeah.
They didn't know any better.
Oh, look, it's a door to the ground that's hot with flames coming out and screaming. I think I'll open it.
Because I've dealt with this exact thing. You know, they allow something to follow them home, or they create it themselves if it is a thought form spirit. It's like a scab. It must be ripped off.
Yeah.
So because of that, and because of my own personal experience with it, I know I'm going to give it like a 85-15.
I don't know how you get rid of it.
Get a pro.
My expertise basically stops at ghost. That's about, that's that's it. How do you, I mean, where do you go? I mean, there's
Yeah.
got to be somebody out there who doesn't want to retire on you.
Yeah.
To get rid of your spirit.
When it comes to at least the spiritual or metaphysical side, get references. I do conjure. My job is to interact with spirits.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to come to me for work, I want them to vet me.
When I did stand-up comedy, people would go, "Oh, what else do you do?" And I go, "Well, you want somebody. You don't want a comedian who does this once a month.
Yeah.
You want somebody who only dedicates their life to studying their craft, making it better.
I don't care if it's Catholic, if it's Christian, if it's pagan, if it is secular and spiritual. I don't care. You need to have a pro
It's the will
on
of their
these
intent.
teams.
Last thing I'll say is trust your gut.
Trust your gut. If you
Oh,
get a
yeah.
bad vibe, don't trust them.
Don't work with them.
Don't work with them.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
As my grandmother used to say, I can feel it in my kishkas.
So with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jamie Stone, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
Thanks for
you.
coming out, for
yes.
trimming our bush.
Yes, it needed it.
Yeah.
And now we can sell all of that Spanish moss once we dip it in silver.
I should go.
So everybody, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed those videos. Hope you enjoyed everything. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. Push that subscribe button and make sure to hit that bell. So you know what's coming up with not only Rebecca the Ghost Guide, but also Is It Real and How to Deal. For now, catch us next week. But in the meantime, keep your pants dry and stay spooky.
We have a lot of them today.
Can we film not near the airport?
Good
Don't
luck.
worry, there's going to be a supercut of all of us talking and then stopping because of the planes.
For the Ghost Walk of Old
Let's pause real
Wilmington.
quick because of the plane.
Oh,
It's a
Damn
great
it.
start though. Really great start.
plane pause.
Yeah, plain, yeah. Just a plain pause. Hope your trip was nice.
Get out!
We get all the planes today. So many planes.
We need like a one-man band coming by. Poof, poof, poof.
Jesus. Having a specific spirit.